Hi guys, hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back guys. It's been what now? I think 2 months that we've been on this series, High Achiever Habits. And for those who are just joining us for the first time, who are just seeing this for the first time, I have a couple of them on my channel. I'm going to leave the link somewhere on the video so that you go check them out. Check the description box also, because I'll leave some links to some of the videos so that you go check them out. So this series, High Achiever Habits, was written by a man named Tom Foley. Tom Foley is the author of the book Rich Habits, which is very good. Go and read that book. It is very enriching. Rich Habits is very interesting to read and very straight to the point. You get what you want, and you know what I mean. I always recommend the best for you. All right, so today we are talking about the final habit, and that habit is called deliberate practice. In the name already, you can tell what we want to talk about. All of the habits we've mentioned, being action oriented, being process oriented. We've also talked about things like being a calculated risk taker. A lot of those things we've talked about will not make sense to you if you're not a deliberate person. If you do things and stop, if you do things and quit, if you do things haphazardly, all those other things will not make sense. All those other things will not portray or become a habit in your life. So you have to ensure that you are deliberately practicing and becoming better in that field. The reason amateurs become professionals is because of deliberate practice. They don't leave things to chance. They don't leave things to the last minute, or leave things to, oh, we'll see how it goes, or we see, oh, the Lord is in control. They don't do and leave things to chance. Of course, God is going to take the glory. God is going to give us the grace. But there are some things He has given us the wherewithal to do. And if we do not put those things to use, we become useless. So you have to deliberately practice. And the thing is, our minds and thoughts are wired in such a way that we are always seeking to go for the easy things. But if you give it an effort, if you give it a conscious effort, definitely you will go far. Every discipline, every field needs you to be deliberately practicing those things. Whatever the field, think of it: writing, creativity in designing, in engineering, in sales. Whatever the profession is, you do need to practice deliberately, intentionally. I know that word has been overused, but it is what it is. It is very important for you to be deliberate. It is very important for you to be intentional. Now, something you must know about deliberate practice is that, number one, it is structured. It is structured in such a way that, what I mean by it is structured is, we tend to play safe. In fact, we are wired to play safe. That's why we have the emotion called fear. I mean, when you see something dangerous, your automatic instinct is to run from that thing. You don't wait to think, should I not? No, you immediately run. So we are wired to play safe. And the downside of that wiring, or that trait in us, is that it makes us lazy. So simply put, we are wired to be lazy. But it takes somebody who is intentional, who is deliberate about his growth, about her growth, to leave their comfort zone and go for the top. You cannot become a top performer if you're just playing things safe. If you're just leaving things to the basics, leaving things to the intermediate, that can't work. You can't become the top tier person. You can't become a top performer in any field at all. This is not particular to a certain field. Whichever field, name it, you always need to be deliberate. So it's structured. A routine is followed all the time. Your daily routine, there's always your overall goal, and then there is the daily routine, the monthly routine, and then the daily routine. Things you have to get done at each hour of the day, so that that thing you're looking for, that goal, that end goal that you are vying for, you will get it at the end of the day. So that's one. It is structured. Deliberate practice is structured. Number two is that deliberate practice is challenging. It is challenging. That's something you need to know. Let's use babies for instance. The process of babies becoming toddlers is not an easy one. I mean, we now see it as random because we know that a baby is supposed to come out of the womb, then crawl, then begin to stand. We are already familiar with the process, but we don't know how challenging it is for those babies. It's usually a struggle, right? You see them trying to crawl. That's if you watch those baby videos where babies are trying to crawl or trying to you see them like different ways of crawling. Some are using their stomach to crawl, some are using their leg to crawl, some are using their knees to crawl. So it's different for different babies. And if you think about from that adult perspective and this awareness I'm giving to you now, you know that it is challenging. So for you to want to do something you're not good at, it's frustrating. For you to keep doing something you're not excellent at, it can get frustrating, it can get challenging. But if you keep at it, the end goal is going to be marvelous. Just think about the future and think about how good you want to be speaking when you go for meetings and you're sitting and people are in awe of what you're seeing. It won't come just like that. People don't suddenly just become great speakers. Those are intentional and deliberate working on themselves to become good speakers. So that's it about being deliberate practice being challenging. The other thing is deliberate practice it takes time. It takes time. It doesn't happen at once. You have a goal of 5 years, 5-year goal. You want to buy a house in 5 years. What are you supposed to do right now? Or are you going to sit and just say, I want to buy a house in 5 years? When is it going to happen? No, you have to work towards it. There has to be a daily goal. Okay, you're making an annual income of say ₦1 million. You're making an annual income of ₦1 million. What is your saving budget? What are you intending to save every month? If you're making 200,000 every month, what are you saving from that 200,000 towards the goal of having a house? Not now saving for something else, not saving for something else, but saving towards the goal of building a house. And then with that 200,000 naira, you're saving maybe 40% of it or 30% of it, and the other ones are apportioned to your bills and the rest of them. So what are you doing towards the ultimate goal? What are those activities you're putting up? Or maybe you're earning less and then you think this income is not going to be enough for me to get to my goal if I must build that house in 5 years. It means what does it mean? I need extra streams of income. I don't just need one stream of income, I need 2, I need 3, as the case may be. I have to put systems in place to make sure that those streams of income are giving me what I want. It takes time. I mean, I'm saying it now and it looks like it's easy, but when you start working, you realize, who said those? Why are we doing all of this? And you realize that if you do want to become a top performer, if you do want to become a big person, you have to put in the work. It takes time. Deliberate practice is also rest. People of God, you have to rest. As much as you have to put in the hours, put in the work, and work towards your goal, rest is also part of your goal. It's part of the fulfillment of your goal. Schedule time to rest. Schedule times to, take some time and sleep. You're not working non-stop throughout 24 hours. There is a reason we have 24 hours, and in those 24 hours, we have to apportion sleep to those hours. People are living on so little sleep that they think it is profitable for them, but in the long run, they realize how limited sleep is resulting to diminishing returns. So instead of working productively and efficiently, because you're lacking sleep, your brain is stressed, there's eye bags under your eyes and everywhere, you're looking stressed and you're still working, then you're going to give minimal results. It's not going to be optimal. All right, so that's it about deliberate practice, guys. We've come to the end of this series. Just a little recap, things you need to know about deliberate practice. It is structured. There's a process to it. It is challenging. It's not going to be easy. I'm not telling you this because it's going to be easy. It is not going to be easy. You need time, because deliberate practice requires time. And finally, deliberate practice is rest. Rest, people. Have a time to sleep. Make sure you're not surviving on low sleep. They say it's the person that's alive that is going to work, right? So that's it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Subscribe. Click the subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you get notified when a video drops. Bye, guys.